Um, I had a longer video planned, a very long one, but I mean, every 2 minutes, if I leave social media, some new abomination or new revelation takes place. Actual brown shirts. Okay, we got a concentration camp. I said that would be the first concentration camp if Donnie follows through. He sent 111 troops. He had his Goebbels wannabe Barbie, Miss Levitt, announced that that camp is underway and flights are going. All we got was we're sending the worst of the worst there. All vagaries, no details, no information on what these people, crimes they've committed, who they are, names, lists of people. Hey, if it's all above board, we should all be able to get that, right? That should be made publicly available. Who we're sending to fucking Guantanamo Bay. Children. We all just go about our lives as they spout these vagaries at us, as they fly people to Guantanamo Bay in military planes. We have no fucking clue who's on there. And we just all go about our day. So then they'll add another group and we'll go about our day until it gets to us. And one of us ends up on there. Then we'll be like, oh shit, we should have taken this seriously. And how you could have taken this seriously is not voted for the motherfucker. And the people that didn't vote out of frustration over nothing getting done, a person trying to overthrow our government and nothing getting done, I don't blame you for staying home. The people that stayed home for a cause like the Palestinian thing, you're just dumb because you, in your spite, in your malice to lash out, you literally surrendered your cause forever. It's over for Palestine with Donnie and Bibi in charge. Over. Forget about it. Over already. You made that happen. The people that stayed home because no justice was served, I don't fucking blame you one bit. Because here's the thing about any jerk off that's going to say, even me, that if you sat this out, you're part of the problem. No, in 2020, you people came out in extraordinary numbers to send a clear fucking message. We want this motherfucker prosecuted. And a lot of you ended your support for the Orange Menace, for the Antichrist. Literally. And I commend you for that. So everyone did their fucking job. The people that did not do their job, Merrick Garland, that simple. He was in charge of prosecuting this shit. After the impeachment people kicked it down the road, Mitch McConnell with the turkey neck, the courts need to handle this. Now Mitch is crying because he's watching his country go away because Mitch and so many of you others wanted to play games with this nation. To line your pockets, to make yourself feel good by owning the libs, whatever fake bullshit you believed in. That has now cost you everything. It's going to cost you so much more. You can't even fathom where this nightmare is going. And at the pace it's going, there should be more believers right now. A lot more. So we've got concentration camps underway. People in government even talking about sending women and children there. No big deal, right? Because it's not any woman or child I know. But it will be. Don't worry. I promise you. Mark it on your calendar. Put it in the bank. I promise you. That's where this is going. More groups will be added to the list for the concentration camp. So that's underway. We've got a Hitler Youth group. Some that are into eugenics, different racist comments. They're all sociopaths. And it's obvious. We've got a straight up Hitler Youth group. Now we've got literal brown shirts where they literally wear brown shirts. Any believers yet? Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, gone. Any believers yet? Sieg Heils right in your face by the person who has an office in the White House, co-president. Said he was going to be unofficial president, remember, with Mr. Netanyahu? And I warned everyone about that. I pointed that out. He said it out loud. You didn't believe it, right? Whatever, you didn't care as long as the Orange Messiah won. I know. So we've got a Hitler Youth group all into eugenics and different racism, different sociopathies. Now we've got brown shirts, and all of these people are making lists on you right now. Be ye rube, Democrat, liberal, Marxist, socialist, communist, independent, constitutionalist, whatever shade of Republican you call yourself, atheist, Christian, Jew, Muslim, don't matter. They got your number, they got your name, they got your info. The oldest sociopath is 24 in the Hitler Youth group. The oldest one. Calling shots on your lives, playing with your info, feeding AI or feeding the info into AI, however you want to look at it, to play with. Because Leon want to prove his AI can run a whole government, make it a business model for corporations as well. So they don't have to have any employees, yet they'll still expect you to buy their shitty products. Trust me. And they'll wonder when they're saying, why is no one buying? Because no one has a job, son. In government or otherwise. The Rubes got their dream. A small government run by AI where they're slaves in some fucked up pseudo-Nazi regime. Literally. Again, Sieg Heil right at the inauguration, baby. Kicked it off with a bang. Got priests Sieg Heiling, getting thrown out of fucking churches. Now we got brown shirts. Literally. And look at the smug look on this dickhead's face. And again, son, people want to make lists. They want to get my information and my fellow citizens' information. Again, be they rube or otherwise. I'll speak for you too, motherfucker, even though you too stupid too. I'll do it for you, son. I'll be your daddy, okay? Since you can't be trusted not to give your country away, let me speak for you. As you losing it all, as you still on fucking Facebook and all the bullshit wanting to debate who's better, Biden or Trump or this or that. They looting you, son, while you typing that. Be ye Russian, American, whatever. It's coming to all of your doorsteps. I promise you. And I know. I sought wisdom. You did not. That's why I'm saying these things. And you're still debating whether Biden or Trump is better. That's why I knew this was going to happen 10 years ago. So back to the brown shirts. Again, motherfuckers want to make lists, right? They want to get our info. No problem with that, right, Rubes? Right, adjudicated criminals? Everybody's cool with it. So we cool with this, right? We should be. All over the internet already. This guy was stopping people from going into the Board of Education, congressman. This who the fuck cares scumbag willing to work for the Nazis. Another thing I told you, what did Nikki say the other day? I said, do you notice how Leon and Donnie are all of a sudden, and the other right-wing grifters out there are all of a sudden bringing up the issue of the white South Africans? Of course, they don't put the word white in their comments because they want you to think they care about Africans. No, they care about white people. Fellow Nazis like them, because the only people that would move to apartheid South Africa are Nazis while it was under apartheid. Now they stuck. Oh, shit. No more apartheid. Now we're, this tiny minority of white people in a country of black people, and they want their land back that we stole. So let's save the poor whites that subjugated the blacks, whose home country it is. The whites have no business there. So the only people that would be down with that to move their families there and start a family there are Nazis, son. So what happened? Donnie and Leon start talking about the poor whites in South Africa. They don't use the word white, of course. because they know you roops don't care. What did Nikki say on camera? Yes, I'm talking about myself in the third person as if you're saying my name. That's why I use it. Nikki said they're going to call them refugees and bring them all here. You know why? Because that would add thousands of white people, Nazis, really grateful ones that got them out of a really sticky situation that they deserve, by the way. A whole army over here of really grateful whites that shared a Nazi ideology too. And again, it's astounding to me that a South African was the last one in the room with Chris Cornell, the one subject I speak of. And we got South Africans all over this shit, dead in the center of it. Kind of I don't even know what to call it. I don't even know what, a weird coincidence, wouldn't you say? I'm not even saying they're connected. I'm just saying it's just so funny. It's as if God or the universe or whatever you want to call it is trying to tell me something, tell us something. By these redundancies. Again, redundancies. Mr. Orange Face had an assassination attempt. No one ever tried to hurt this man in his life. Assassination attempt, fist pump, all that bullshit. Merchandise. 2 days later, Cornell's widow gets attacked. Never happened before. Also, South Africans all over the place in both situations, dead in the center of it. In the Cornell thing, remember, the guy laid low for like 3 years, did weird photo ops with like a producer with like his assassin hand on the guy on a producer's shoulder in the picture. The guy looks scared shitless. And he looked like a fucking Chechen hitman. Kirsten, I'm talking about. Then all of a sudden he pops up 3 years later. Weird guru who wants to be a televangelist in an alleged church that the South African only went to because the girl was hot that he was dating or talking to and wanted him to go. And his men's Bible group got him through the trauma. Yeah, if you believe that, I got a bridge to sell you. Again, it's just so strange, this South African thing. And that whole Nazi thing as well. And how there's South Africans in the center of both the situations that I just happen to talk about. Again, it's almost like something out there is trying to tell me something, tell us something. This should certainly tell us something. This brown-shirted man, I believe he might be from South Africa too, coincidentally, or incidentally, was stopping congressmen from going into the Department of Education today, not the Board of Education. Forgive me, I look at 90 million pieces of information. Something else I want to say before I go on. Someone corrected me, and I appreciate that because I do not want to besmirch people's reputations if they don't deserve it. If it's not true, I believe I presented a comment by a man with the last name Klippenstein, Ken Klippenstein, and I got him confused with the Krasenstein brothers. Someone pointed that out to me, and thank you. I know I can be wrong and fuck up sometimes, believe me. The Krasenstein brothers were the ones that had somewhat of a shady past that I had heard of. Mr. Klippenstein did nothing wrong that I've ever heard of, that I know of, and does nice work that I enjoy and I get something out of quite often. So my humble apologies to Mr. Klippenstein. Sorry, the sprinkler system's going off. I didn't mean to besmirch your name, and I would never do that, even with someone I don't like. I don't want to make things up or give people the wrong information. That's really what I don't want to do. Give people the wrong information. I gave you the wrong information. Mr. Klippenstein, I got confused with the Krasenstein brothers. Forgive me, I look at 90 million pieces of info and names a day. Have a million names throughout politics and world affairs in my head from 30 years of looking at it and studying it and looking at the trends, patterns, what the Democratic Party does when they're in power, what the right wing does when they're in power. And I pretty much have those patterns down pat. And this pattern too, what I'm trying to tell you now, and why I'm on camera every night when I'm dead tired and I'm disgusted by everything too, and I don't want to talk about it. I'd love to go in a cabin in the woods and hide from all of it for the rest of my fucking miserable days watching it play out. But I can't do that. I got a job to do on behalf of someone, whether I like it or not. So I have to do it, and I have knowledge of what you do not. And this is not politics, son. For anyone that's going to say, Jesus didn't get involved in politics as a Christian, we shouldn't. No, 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 no. Jesus had a special mission, first of all. He was the fucking savior, okay? Different entity than the rest of us in that respect. So he had a specific mission. If we all lived like Jesus, there'd be no children, there'd be nothing going on. We'd all be walking around preaching all day. It wouldn't work, right? Jesus had a specific mission. But we can use Jesus as an example. And I don't know where I was going with that. I don't even remember. Let me just go into my brown shirt thing. This man, let's take a look at him. These pictures are all over the internet, and he's a public figure now, so if he didn't want his face out there, I guess he shouldn't have taken the job. Now, I didn't read this before I came on camera. I regret to inform the public the individual blocking Rep Maxine Waters, Maxwell Frost, and the reps, I could care less what party they belong to. That's not the fucking point here. For any jerk off that's gonna be like, good, I don't like them anyway. Who cares who they are? Trade them for Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham if you want, and ask yourself if this is cool. So they denied Rep Maxine and Maxwell Frost. Lawful entrance to the Department of Education today appears to be Toby Jansen Van Rensburg. That's Rensburg. That's first name Toby, Tobie, Jansen, Jansen, Van, Van, Rensburg, Rensburg. An offensive cybersecurity expert from South Africa who runs Grey Owl Cyber Defense. Guess what other South African runs a kind of like mercenary security company? Post pictures of him and his brother up on websites holding ARs out in the desert, letting everybody know, yeah, we for hire. You need some villagers taken care of or something? We for hire, we mercs. He's got, yeah, that Kirsten guy again. That was the last one in the room with Mr. Cornell. He's got a company just like this guy, a security company, and he's from South Africa too. He was in the South African military, the Kirsten guy, not this dude. I assume he was too. He's got the look. So one more time, Grey Owl, cyber defense. Never forget that company's name. Never forget this man's face, because he's helping dismantle your country right now, son. Be ye rube or not. And for all the Russian trolls out there, Vlad already stole your entire existence. You got nothing left to live for, son. We in the process of getting ours stolen, but at least we had some nice times before that. All you had was Russia. All you had was Vlad. Stole your entire existence as you troll online for him. I don't even know if one of you are here, but I imagine you are. Stole your whole existence, man. That's a hard pill to swallow, isn't it? I at least got the first 50 years of my life living in a free country. You can't say the same, can you, son? As you tap your phone, one of 90 in front of you. What a pathetic existence yours is. That's a shame. But hey, you guys should have, taken care of the problem a long time ago. You got the numbers. But men got to be men to do that, not follow the path of thuggery. So one more time, let's look at this one more time. And I didn't read the other information I'm about to share with you, so. Looks like a real tough guy, right? We'll see about that. They are blocking members of Congress from entering the Department of Education. Elon is allowed in and not the people. Illegal. Well, I don't know if it's illegal or not, and that legal doesn't matter. Calling something legal or illegal with this regime, this straight up Nazi regime we have now, full with Sieg Heils and South African Nazis with brown shirts on, barring congressman entry to places. Meanwhile, some South African oligarch globalist who wants to rule Earth from Mars or some weird shit. My God, Rubes, what have you done? Let's read about Toby Jansen Van Rensburg. Again, everybody likes making lists. Let's make some. Cybersecurity expert with over 24 years IT experience. I specialize in offensive security. What the hell is that? Okay, offensive security. I guess it's still offensive though. So it works. Ethical hacking, sure, buddy. You're working for Leon Scum. You left your ethics I don't know, on the side of the road the second you came out your mother's womb. Because I know who you're working for, and you know who you're working for, other than Leon. Mr. Toby. That's a real manly name, too, Toby. I dig it. Van Rensburg is, too. Toby, to you specifically, I know who you work for. I know what you're doing. Your name is going on a list. Unless you turn away now. I know you won't, but I have to give the warnings anyway. Even if no one listens, you know what? It's not God's problem if humans censor his words, son. The warnings were still spoken. You did not seek the wisdom. That's on you, son. And the adjudicated criminals that hit the button on it. That ain't God's fault. He tried. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So Mr. Toby, brown shirt, top level brown shirt, owner of the company, like Mr. Kirsten. I suggest you turn away. Because you don't want to have a meeting with Death Lakeside, son. You really don't. Deadly serious. On the other side. That place people always think about that you don't want to go to. That sends a shiver up your spine. I ain't talking about hell, son. That's why you're fighting so hard to stay here. I know what you people are doing. You know where it ends? One place. Lakeside. Let's continue with Toby's career of honest, ethical hacking. Ethical hacking and penetration testing, really, penetration. With a broad range of certifications, top 10% rankings in global hacking competitions like Hack the Box. I'm committed to safeguarding businesses against evolving cyber threats. I'm thinking Toby's committed to taking money from the highest bidder. Be he even the false prophet. But Toby knows that. Toby's high enough up there. He understands what's going on, even if most of you do not. Trust me. That's why I had to give Toby a specific warning. But that's his only warning he's going to get from me. It's his last chance. I lead Gray Owl Cyber Defense, where we offer tailored cybersecurity services from comprehensive penetration testing to advanced phishing simulations. Right. My expertise spans vulnerability assessment, social engineering, and cyber awareness training for organizations, ensuring that security is a top priority for both technical teams and technical staff. Notable projects include the ones he's going to tell us about. I bet there's a lot he can't tell us about. In fact, I'm certain there is. Leading targeted social engineering tests for law firms and enterprises. Did you hear that? Social engineering. You know, I've given lectures on that to you people. You know who does that? The CIA. I told you one of the jobs of the CIA, or one of the missions that they've been performing on us, is cultural manipulation, molding culture, directing culture. A lot of people think the whole thug rap thing was a CIA creation to direct culture in a certain direction, and I won't say what direction that is. They think that. It's possible. They've done it. It's part of the playbook. This man's proving it right here. Where do you think he got the idea for social engineering from? Straight out the CIA. That's where he got the idea. Developing customized phishing campaigns and awareness training. Customized phishing campaigns. Okay. Conducting detailed internal and external infrastructure penetration tests. Really, infrastructure penetration tests, you say? That sounds rather nefarious. Delivering actionable professional-grade reports with clear risk assessments and remediation strategies. Oh, I bet you're all about remediation strategies, Toby. My passion is in creating proactive defenses and empowering companies to stay one step ahead in the ever-changing cybersecurity landscape. I look forward to connecting and exploring how I can assist in fortifying your organization's digital assets. Well, Mr. Toby, all this sounds real technical and important and high money stuff. But you have literally been reduced to a doorman brown shirt thug, scumbag. I'm not impressed, son. I've done security too, where I had to guard the door or the vault or whatever. I didn't have this resume though, as I did. And show as fuck when wearing a brown shirt, son. But you is. What's up with that? I mean, Leon's really trying to bring this whole Nazi thing to life. Like, got like eugenicist Nazi Hitler Youth Group. Kids getting fired, rehired. Leon doing the Sieg Heil. Do I have any believers yet? Can I get an amen? You believe yet? Does this seem normal to you? Like normal politics, like you've seen your whole life? You know, 10, 15 agencies again getting removed. Police being added, military being added while everything else is getting removed. You get what I'm saying? Toby Jansen Van Rensburg. Oh, I got some better close-ups for you. He's got a weird rainbow polka-dotted band-aid on his neck. Is that where, like, Elon put the brain chip and shit? Everyone's wondering what the fucking weird band-aid is, what he's trying to hide with that. Hey, I'm surprised Leon didn't say, hey, man, that's a little LGBTQ. I mean, look at that. I don't know if that's acceptable in the new Nazi regime, man. That's a little LGBTQ right there. On the gentleman's neck. Look at him. He looks, when I look into his eyes, when I look into his face, I see nothing. I see nothing. I see a man that might have a few bodies on him. Might have a body count. I don't know. So yes, Mr. Van Rensburg with this glowing cybersecurity resume. What was he really doing? He was being a thug, telling congressmen they can't go through this store, you know, like a $12 security guard with a clip-on tie. Instead, he was wearing a brown shirt. Literally, it's not a little brown. It's not off brown. It's fucking brown. Nazi salutes by the oligarch who has an office in our White House, who paid the president, the now president, $230 million prior to getting that office. Nazi salute, straight up. Nazi salute by a priest for the Anglican Church, which they promptly removed. Concentration camp, literally the definition of a concentration camp. Offshore that we cannot monitor. All we get are vagaries about the people that go there. They're the worst of the worst. Well, they can label you the worst of the worst, son. Even the most diehard MAGA rube if they want to. And no one will give a flying fuck. They just hear the vagary and they go about their day. And no one says, wait a minute, that's kind of vague description of who's being flown on a military plane to a military concentration camp. Again, 111 troops. Propaganda minister says the camp is underway. Flights are going there. Hitler Youth. I'm not even joking. They talking eugenics, all this kind of shit. Racist tweets. Security leaks in prior employment. Fired from prior employment for security leaks. No believers yet, huh? So we got Hitler Youth, literally. Now we've got brown shirts. We've got a plan to eliminate most of the government workforce and replace them with AI so Leon can show us all how much of a genius he is. And companies will just line up to buy his AI. Look, it can run the whole government. And then we've got this man, the head of the brown shirt so far. Literally, he's wearing a brown shirt, telling congressmen they can't go into a building. As if he were a $12 security guard at a department store. despite his glowing resume. I might have had to tell Elon, hey, Elon, I'm not a fucking $13 an hour security guard, son. I don't guard, I don't watch doors, motherfucker. But, he needs someone he can trust, a South African Nazi just like him from the motherland. See that shirt? Let me blow that up for it. Let's get a real nice. What color's that shirt? At least the picture shows it that color. I wasn't there in person, of course. Oh no, looks kind of brown to me, man. I can't believe I'm saying this again. If I published a fucking novel with this story in it, the richest man in the world is giving Nazi salutes in 2025. His whole life is based on a novel written by a Nazi scientist. His father named him after like the king of it all. They were called Elons. Fucking Nazi idiots, man. It's such a joke. It's not even a good story. It's just a bunch of maladjusted douchebags that think their race is superior to everyone else. Why do you think that? There's no reason to think that. You goose step and you throw your hand up in the air saluting a dead guy who had a funny mustache and gassed people. That's what you into. I don't know why anyone thinks that's cool or is drawn to it. What they are, obviously. Look at this man. He's willing to be reduced for Leon Scum, the guy who throws up Nazi salutes. He's willing to be reduced to a security guard and have his face out there for the whole nation to fucking despise. And do you notice all these people's faces and names are coming out? Now we're getting to know the teams and who they are. Everyone's going to hate these people. They're only going to have one option to control that. I think you know what that option is. And that's where this is going. Too many people are saying too many things. Too many judges are stopping too many things. Too many names and faces are coming out. Someone posted the old footage of Donnie and Epstein. There were bots and trolls there saying that footage is AI generated and it's fake. That footage was never fake. Of Donnie shitbags and Jeff Epstein at Mar-a-Lago because Donnie invited him, and they're looking at a group of cheerleaders or women that are there for some reason, looking who they're about to victimize, and they're pointing and laughing, etc. No, that's not fake, son. But in the future, when we really get to the 1984, and it won't be long, they're going to, put that idea forth even stronger and censor anyone who doesn't agree with it. That footage is fake. It's AI generated. No, that's Donnie shitbags. One of his best buddies was Epstein. There are about 7 numbers in Epstein's book for the Trumps. Was on the plane like 7 times. But I know he stopped their friendship after a real estate dispute. So that means he didn't do anything with all the ladies that Epstein had, right? Right, guys? The guy that cheated on his wife with a porn star and was paying that porn star off while in office? Sure, he didn't take part in none of that Epstein stuff. 97 pictures of him and Diddy together? Nah. He didn't do none of that stuff, right, guys? Nah. But again, if I wrote this in a novel, literal brown shirts, the publisher would tell me to go fuck myself. He'd be like, yeah, you can't just take Nazi Germany and put it in 2025 and put that in a book and sell copies. It's not going to work. People are going to be like, this is over the top. It's ridiculous. He couldn't get creative with the story at all. That's what these people are doing. That's what the devil is doing. He's not a creative fellow. He's just scum. These are his children, guys like this. Scum. Brown shirt. Literally, in 2025. That's what this man is right now. He ain't a cybersecurity nothing. He's watching the door like a merc, like a security guard. Strong arming, geriatric congresswomen. Oh, son. Oh, son. The lake awaits. The lake awaits. That's all you got to look forward to. That sucks for you, man. Poor little Toby. Toby and everybody else, I got a saying again. I've said it a few times lately, and I don't remember ever hearing anyone say it, but it just came to me one day. I don't even remember when. I'm talking decades ago. I don't know. And hell, it could go for me too. I got to be judged just like everybody else. I might not be so wonderful in God's eyes. Who knows? That's for me and him to, talk about. But I do know this. In the story, there's a bunch of people that are guaranteed lakeside. So that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. It's not my judgment. It's the written judgment. So I have confidence in it as I'm watching the writing play out. Like a bad horror movie based on Nazi Germany, where obese, beluga-shaped oligarchs throw up Nazi salutes and then cry about it the next day. As if someone urged him on, and we all urged him on to do it or something. His mommy out there defending him. You should sue, son. Her sick ass. Can you believe it? Hitler Youth Group. Can you believe it? Concentration camp. Can you believe it? Brown shirts. Can you believe it? Palestinians, rounded up, sent somewhere else. That's probably about to happen too. Beachfront property in Palestine seized. Palestinians out the way. New temple goes up. There's a whole plan here they ain't talking about. Like I said, you'll hear them whispers about the temple soon. Once Donnie gets a few of the deals done. And he will. He'll get that thing done that no one else could. He already has. After such a heinous attack, Bibi just decides to stop fighting. The timing is awful coincidental and helpful to a certain individual, wouldn't you say? I would. Anyway, yeah, just the brown shirt thing, I wanted to kind of attack that specifically and go into some of the other stuff. I really have so much more. I just wonder, do I have the energy to even go through it? I don't know. I guess I'll figure that out. Anyway, maybe I'll see you later tonight. Maybe I won't. I don't know. Brown shirts. That's where we're at. That's not an exaggeration. It's just what it is. Brown shirts, Sieg Heils, concentration camps. And everyone's just going about their day as if it's not happening. As if it's politics as usual. The trolls are still trolling. The debaters are still debating. People are still quoting the law. You just don't even know where it's going. Oh, it's going to be so ugly. It's terrible. It really is. Have a wonderful evening.